Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of WYTPod. My name is Harshit, and I'm the Director of Business Alliance at WytLabs. We're a digital agency specializing in SaaS and e-commerce SEO. I've got Andres with me today. He's the Product Marketing Manager at Atom. Now, Atom automates and simplifies your messaging channels to achieve exceptional services as well as helps you increase your sales. So, big welcome to you, Andres. So happy to have you with today.
Hello, Harshit. Thank you very much for the invitation. Very happy to be here and share some thoughts and knowledge about marketing, AI, SEO, and any other interesting topic you're interested to talk about today. Thank you very much for having me, and let's have a fun conversation.
Thank you, Buddy. Now, I will just start with your journey. Into product marketing and what really led you to Atom.
Okay. Absolutely. I'll tell you a little bit of my journey. So, my journey began in the vibrant world of B2C consumer marketing. I started first working with like global consumer brands such as L'Oréal Paris, where I focused mostly on like dermocosmetic products. I was like immersed in understanding the consumer desires. I learned a lot about the art of crafting messages that resonate on a personal level with our clients. And this experience actually like ignite my passion for creativity and brand development. But later, uh, seeking to broaden my horizons, I decided to join one of the biggest creative agencies in the world, which is Publicis Group. I wanted to get closer to where ideas are born and work closer with creative directors. And then there I was working with some industry giants such as Nestle. There I learned a lot about like storytelling skills and innovating like marketing strategies and how to scale global brands. But deep down, I've always had like a fascination for technology. I'm such a geek, and I really love like technology and innovation, and that drive my curiosity. So I decided like to pivot from B2C to B2B and move to this dynamic world of software, where I decided to delve in the tech sector. And now I'm specializing in AI, which I believe is transforming how everybody lives and work. And joining Atom has been like the perfect culmination of this journey.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm here in a place where I'm with cutting edge technology that meets transformative market and allows me like my passion to work with technology.
Gotcha. Brilliant, buddy. Now, we'll have to discuss any specific unique challenges that you have faced, working here at Atom. It's a high, growth startup altogether.
Yeah, of course. So um yeah, I believe that one of the main challenges that I face like at Atom is probably that AI is like a very complex and rapidly evolving field.
Yeah.
And like many of our potential customers aren't even aware that they have like a problem that our technology can solve. Like people are not aware of like the extent of AI, and they're still doing jobs and tasks that they don't know that AI can automate and make them do like easier. So I believe that the main challenge is in education. Like we need to simplify the complex AI concepts and make them like accessible for all businesses and showing them that that's a better and easier way to achieve their goals. So it's about like bridging the gap between advanced technology and everyday applications and making the complex simple and demonstrating like tangible benefits for the users.
Gotcha. Others, when it comes to your own traffic and lead generation, what is something which is really, really working well? Which channels are being like most effective for you?
Okay, so specifically talking within the B2B industry and the SaaS industry, I believe that one of the main challenges that work the best is definitely content marketing and SEO. That's a channel that definitely proven to be very effective for lead generation. Like it's very important to create uh, content that provides value to the users. Usually, when you are in business to consumer industry, the purchase has like a lower ticket. So buying a coffee, it's a simple decision, right? But buying a $2,000 software, it's a very complex decision. So in the B2B industry and in the SaaS industry, having a lot of content out is very important because people will usually take a very educated decision and they will take the time to search for information. And if you're the one providing that information and you portray it in a easy to consume way, easy to read, that will drive traffic to your web page. It's not always about like trying to sell and sell and sell, but also like to providing value. So perhaps you can create an article where you educate someone, or you can record a video where you educate someone, and after people go to your channel to get that information, they will later get interest in your product. So that's a great channel. And perhaps I would love to mention another channel which I believe it's key in the SaaS industry, and that will be LinkedIn, which is, of course, it sounds very obvious. LinkedIn is the place where B2B business happens, but especially in within LinkedIn, some strategies that have worked very well for us is like to empower people within our organization. So not necessarily using your own company LinkedIn page and just create content nonstop, but also helping the people within your organization to create content. So all the C-level managers should be creating content, the founders should be creating content, and if you're within a marketing team, you should be aiding those people to create content. Perhaps you can help them do like ghostwriting and help them with the content, or you can just like mentor them and guide them. But what LinkedIn's do better is like uh, they will give better results when the content is genuinely written by like another human. So that's another strategy that has worked very good for us in this industry.
Okay. And when it comes to like the retention side of things, any specific strategy that have been good for at to retain a customer well and you know and how they jump.
Okay, okay. Well, yeah, retention is something very important, and sometimes I believe it's a little bit forgotten. Like most of the companies are so focused on the acquisition part,
Yeah.
and then after you do the acquisition, then sometimes you forgot about the retention, or you don't invest so much energy there. But actually, when you look at the long term, when you analyze the lifetime value of your clients, retention is a key aspect of your business if you want to have like a really good revenue. So I believe that the first key part of retention, it begins in acquisition. And it means that you should, like you should be very careful with the clients you're bringing. So you want to actually bring customers that are within your ideal customer profile. So if you sell cars and you bring a customer that's interested in motorcycles, he will later leave your company. So the objective is like when you do acquisition, you want to bring people that are fit with your software solution, and that will help in your retention, right? But also other small aspects within retention, for example, like personalized email campaigns and in-app messaging play a crucial role, like in the day-to-day, to make sure you're keeping your users engaged with relevant, updated information. Social media is also like a powerful tool, and it not only helps your network, but it building like the brand of your company. And if people feel identified to your brand, it will also help like in the retention.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. And now I would love to understand, any specific marketing campaign that you would like to share on this podcast that's like really close to your heart. Uh, and you're particularly proud of, and what really made it successful? Anything, recent or, from the recent past you would want.
Okay, so perhaps I will give you an example of another campaign I did a couple of years back when I was working for B2C, but I believe it's a very good example of good marketing and how marketers should think. And I believe it's one of the main things that we should try to bring from business to consumer industry. We should try to bring that creativity to business.
Yeah.
So back then I was working for Nestle, and I live here in Colombia. So you may know of you or you've heard that coffee in Colombia is very dear to us. It's a huge industry here. And it's also like a very competitive industry, right? So Nestle wanted to get into Colombia's market with Nescafe. So Nescafe, Swiss brand, huge brand, everybody knows about it. And they wanted to get into Colombia, but it was very hard because the Colombian consumer, coffee is very dear to us, and Colombians want to buy Colombian coffee. If you sell here coffee from other origin, people won't buy it because we know our coffee is the best. So they were facing this huge challenge, like how do we get into the Colombian market being a Swiss brand selling coffee in one of the biggest coffee culture countries around the world. So back then I was working in the creative agency. Uh, my job was to create a campaign that shift the mind of the consumers, and we can actually make the Colombian consumer buy Colombian coffee. And the other challenge we had within that was the budget. So we had not a very big budget, so we have to do something impressive and disruptive with a very small budget.
Okay.
So the plan, after careful thought with my team and with the creative directors that came up with the idea, was to invest all of our budget in just one day, one campaign that will be interesting enough, that will generate a lot of echo in all the digital channels, press, newspapers, and everybody will talk about it. So basically, we contacted the immigration department of the airport here in Colombia. So we did a lot of public relations, and somehow we connected with the airport officials and the immigration director of Colombia. And we convinced him of changing the stamp of the passports, the stamp that will get into everybody's passport, for a new stamp, which was made of coffee ink. So the ink of the stamp was coffee, and it smelled like coffee. And everybody that get into Colombia or out of Colombia that during that day, which was not any day, but it was like the International Coffee Day. Okay. So to celebrate the International Coffee Day, we changed the stamps of all the airports with this new coffee ink stamp. And then we recorded how people arrived to the country and they smelled the stamp. And after they cross immigration, then people will like offer them like a coffee, like try Colombian coffee. And the coffee that people will try will be actually Nescafe artisan coffee. So then we recorded that, and even the president tweeted the campaign because he was really proud of Colombian coffee, and that's how we get to position a Swiss brand within like a Colombian, like a Colombian coffee loving country. So what I want, what I want to highlight from that is that in the consumer industry, there's a lot of creativity, and we need to bring that creative spark to the software and business to business industry, because we are at the end, we're all human and we like fun ideas and we want to relate with this type of initiative. So part of what I want to do and what I try to do in my everyday is like to make the B2B industry fun, relatable, and easy to understand.
Well, that's a very amazing story, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this. It was really interesting. Now, you have a good expertise in SEO yourself. What is some of the common misconceptions companies have about search engine optimization? especially in the B2B SaaS niche.
Okay, yeah. So I believe like a prevalent misconception is that SEO is a one and done task. You know, like many people believe that once their website is optimized, they can just like set it there and forget it. And that's not the reality. You know, like SEO is like an ongoing process that evolves when the search algorithm and user behavior evolves. Like people are constantly changing the way they type for their searches. So that's one of the myths. That's like a one and done task. And perhaps another myth could be that SEO is solely about keywords. Like, while keywords are important, search engines now prioritize user intent, content quality. You know, companies are also often expect immediate results, but SEO is a long-term investment. Like companies need to understand that if you change your keywords, it doesn't mean that the next day you're gonna get a ton of traffic. It means that you need to be constant through time. And if you're constant through time, and you will have like sustainable like growth over time. And those are like the two main misconceptions. Like you need to work on that, and you need to understand it's a long-term investment. But if you do it right and with patience, I'm 100% sure you're gonna get like great results.
Gotcha. Are there any specific strategies that you have in place, when it comes to an new pattern that has been fruitful for you so far?
Like marketing strategies or like messaging strategies? Like what do
No,
you mean?
search engine optimization strategies.
Okay, yeah. So for ourselves optimizing strategies, we're constantly creating. So first, we start by identifying our keywords, what people are searching for. So you know, it's for our case, it's very interesting because AI is very new for everybody. AI is just like starting, and when you're looking for an AI product, if you don't know about AI, what are you gonna type in Google? What are you gonna look for? Are you gonna use the word, for example, chatbot? Like we define our technology as AI agents because we are connected and integrated to large language models such as ChatGPT or Gemini by Google. So when you interact with these language models, like interaction is very smooth. That's what we call an AI agent, right? But perhaps all my consumers in their mind, they don't know about this. They are not educated enough to understand the difference between a chatbot, a linear chatbot where you get the answers like one, two, three, four, five, like very long labyrinth of messages, and it's very confusing. That's a chatbot. And the AI agent is the one that's integrated with the large language model. So perhaps my customer doesn't know the difference between those two concepts. So I have to empathize with him. I have to get into his shoes, and I have to understand like what are they searching for? How are they searching for? So that's we start by there, building the keyword list. Before the podcast, we were precisely talking about tools. So we use a lot of tools. Perhaps we can recommend SEMrush, or we can recommend Uber Suggest by Neil Patel, or you can even use like the search console of Google, or other tools such as like Answers the Public that will help you like understand what type of questions are people asking. So it's not that you have to get everything from your own mind, but you can use all the tools that are there available to understand what people are looking for. Even if you go to Google Trends, you can look what are the trends people are looking for. So you have, this is more about investigation. You have to do like your due diligence, understand what people are looking for, first step. And once you get there, you start creating content, doing blogs, videos, putting up content in your webpage that educates people on whatever industry or topic you want to be like a professional and talk about. So that's like our main strategy.
Gotcha. And are you doing anything around your, link acquisition, basically? And when I say link acquisition, basically like, acquiring link from other third-party relevant blogs, basically just to increase the authority of your domain or any digital PR strategy that you have in place? Anything on the offsite front that you are leveraging?
Yes, that's a very good question. That I believe that's like the next step in your SEO strategy. Like once you get the keywords and the technical SEO and the right optimization for your web page, you have to start looking for a backlink strategy. So you want third parties to write about you. There's two ways for doing that. One way, you can do it like organic. You can find someone that is organically interested in your company, perhaps a magazine or a newspaper that wants to, in my case, wants to talk about AI, and they can perhaps do a small interview or a small press note. And at the end, they will put the link of my webpage for people go and browse there. Or that could be difficult. In most of the cases, that's difficult. You can also do like a paid strategy. You can actually contact the newspaper, you can contact the magazine, and you can just like pay a small fee for them to write like a small press note about your company. And then what Google will do is that you will get more authority because there will be like third party applications or sites talking about you, and that builds reputation. And that's one of the key parts that Google uses in its own algorithm to position you and decide if you will go upward or downward within the web page. So yeah, definitely backlink strategy is something you should be trying to integrate within your own strategy if you want to get more authority.
And any specific emerging trends in digital marketing or product development in your field that will shape the industry in the next few years?
Okay. Yeah, well, definitely I'll have to talk about AI because of course that's my field, but also because that's like the trend this year. Everybody is talking about that. And the reason everybody's talking about that is because this year is a pivot year. Like we actually reach a level in AI development that we've never been before. Actually, AI is now very, very helpful. So I believe one of the biggest trends will be like machine learning will keep like continue to revolutionize personalization. Like all customers will be obsessed that everything will be personalized by them. Like the old approach of like being very broad and hoping that works is not working anymore. And perhaps in the SEO industry, I believe that's something that's another trend that's gonna be very important will be perhaps voice search. Like people are using more voice channels. We already have a lot of technology from speech to text technology. AI can now understand voice. So I believe one of the big trends will be a lot of people will be doing voice search. And also, like there's a lot of shift from people searching on Google. That's the traditional way. A lot of people, young people, Gen Z, are now searching on TikTok, for example, and getting their answers not in a text form as before in Google, but they want to see a small video that teaches them whatever they need to look for. So that's another trend. And also within the LLMs, like people are not searching now on Google, but you can do the same search within the within the Gen AI. So if you are, but those are connected because if you are good position in Google, then the AI will look for the information within your own webpage, and you will be the one giving the information to the LLM. So those are some trends I see coming in the SEO industry. Um, yeah, I don't know, perhaps, AR and virtual reality and augmented reality, those things are also something we're going to live. And it's getting huge. And in the next couple of years, I'm sure it's going to become part of our day to day.
Right. Any specific thing that like really motivates you to keep innovating in the marketing field? What really gives you the kick?
Okay, so for me, Like the constant evolution of marketing excites me, like the intersection between creativity, technology, and psychology. Those are three fields I feel very passionate about. And I believe that marketing is in the center of those three and it offers endless possibilities. So I'm driven by the challenges of connecting audiences
Yeah.
in meaningful ways and the satisfaction of solving like complex problems.
Gotcha. Now, Andres, you're coming to an end, and I would love to have a quick rapid fire with you. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. If you could use only one social media platform for the rest of your life, for your own personal use, okay, which would it be?
Well, I'll have to say TikTok because definitely the video format, I love it.
Yeah.
And it's a very easy way to connect. So I will say I will go for video, and I believe TikTok algorithm is just like crazy good, and it works very, very, very good.
Okay. What's the most bizarre marketing tactic you have ever seen work brilliantly well?
Yeah, I'll perhaps say PR stunts, doing something crazy that calls so much attention and it goes viral. Like at the beginning, I didn't believe that could work, but I've later seen so many PR stunts that are so smart and so genius that go viral. And it's a lot of risk, but a lot of reward. So PR stunts will be the one I'll choose.
Okay. Now, if you could magically increase your marketing budget tenfold, what would be the first thing you would do with those extra funds?
I'm a really strong believer in brand. Like my career began in brand, and I believe that everything goes through your eyes, and if you resonate with the brand is the most important thing. So I'll invest that budget in actually developing the brand, making my brand look very, very cool, very appealing. And actually in the B2B sector, that's something very forgotten. Brands are sometimes very boring, while in the consumer industry, people love brands because they are very developed. That's something we still need here in the software industry. So I will spend my budget in hiring some very great creative agencies and getting my brand tuned up.
Right. Now, if you could swap roles with any other department within your company for a day, which would it be?
I believe that in this moment of my life, I want to learn more about sales. So sometimes marketeers we forget about that we are selling, and I'm currently getting more information about sales. I will go to the day to day of a sales guy, and then live his life for a day, getting the shoes of my customer, understand his needs. So yeah, I believe sales are beautiful and sales are the core of most businesses. So I'll go to the sales department and get my hands dirty and get some money and sell a lot.
All right. Now, going to a very last question. What was your last Gen AI prompt?
My last Gen AI prompt was perhaps this same morning. I was working for like a presentation I'm trying to get done for a webinar. So I asked the AI to give me a full structure of what I needed to develop. I even put a couple of PDFs there of information I've already gotten before from Meta. I got a transcription of a video call I had with the product leader in the company. And with all of that information, I asked him to write me a structure of the presentation so I can grasp and have an idea of how I'm going to develop my next webinar.
Gotcha. All right, buddy. Thank you so much, for taking the time out and sharing your brilliant experience here, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, Harshit, thank you for having me. It was a wonderful experience. And yeah, thank you very much. Hope to talk to you again.